Welcome back to another Magic EDH deck tech. Today we got Prossh as promised. And if you guys don't know what Prossh does, when you cast Prossh, you put X101 red cobalt creatures on the battlefield, where X is the amount of mana spent on Prossh. And then the best ability is sack another creature. Prossh gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Hopefully you guys can read that better than I can. But you'll see why he is so amazing and why he is hated. We'll start off with some basic lands today. We got our mountains. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mountains. Some swamps. And 5 swamps. I believe it's 8 fours. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And for our non-basics, Overgrown Tomb, Blood Crypt, Stomping Ground, and one of each temple here. Temple of Malady, Abandonment, and Malice. For some reason I'm missing the other two, so we only got Threebound Crag, sorry. Don't know where the other ones are. I thought they were in here, they're not. I got the Shrine of Nyx, just add a lot of extra mana. The reason why we don't have as many swamps is because of the Oborg. Each land is a swamp in addition to its other land types, which is really nice. We had the Racco. Oh my goodness, I can talk. Just not well today, guys, sorry. Racco's good. Yeah, it's a go gate. Sorry. Kessig we're from just because we want to get Prossh +X+0, which is really nice. Plus it will gain trample. General damage is one of our bigger ways to be able to actually kill somebody. Even though it's not 100% the only way, it is a big part of it. And the reason why the keep is in here is to allow us to put 0/1 kobolds, because we are a tokens Prossh deck, so we definitely want to be able to do that. And we do want to sacrifice our creatures in order to gain draw. You know, it is a little bit, it doesn't have as much draw as what it actually needs, so I had to do that with some lands, even though it's only one additional each turn on my turn or someone else's turn. It's always nice to have that additional draw. Reflecting Pool, as you know from any of my other videos, it is pretty much, it's going to be a command tower as long as you have a command tower, or if you have one of each land. This is really good. Or Opal Palace, because then it taps for any color you want it to, as long as it's in the colors of your general or commander. Temple of the False Gods, we want to be able to tap for 2 land if needed. There's our command tower, just because, well, Commander EDH, you want command tower. Savage Lands, it actually taps for the swamp red, or swamp, mountain, and forest. It's always a good one. Opal Palace, it's actually really nice because then if you pay the 1 extra mana on it and tap it, you can actually put an extra +1 counter on him, which is really nice. And then for our artifacts, we have Lightning Greaves, because we want to give Prossh hexproof if we can. And then, so that's pretty nice. It's actually more like Shroud, so. And then we got the boots. Yeah, it pretty much gives it haste, as well as it's pretty much a poor man's Lightning Greaves. We have the Source of Feast and Famine to give it protection from black and green. And the best part is it gives a +2, and then you untap all your lands, so after your attack you can keep sacking Prossh to keep untapping, or at least one additional time with that. Sword of Body and Mind gives Prossh +2. Excuse me. It gives it +2/+2 and gives it protection from green and blue, and then every time it attacks and deals damage to a player, I can put a 2/2 token out, which again makes Prossh bigger. I thought I had all 3 swords, but it might be in here. I just may have messed it up. Elixir. I see there's a sword. Elixir of Immortality, before we can shuffle all of our stuff back into our library if needed and gain 5 life. Sword of War and Peace. Protection from red and white. Pretty sure that would give us all 5 colors. But it's also really nice because it gives additional 1 damage to them, and I gain 1 point of life for each card in my hand, which usually in Prossh is not that many cards in hand. Sorry, I'm having difficulty talking today. And then we got Soul Ring because it's a mana fix. Gives us 2 colorless. We have the Hammer of Purphoros. Gives all of our guys haste. If needed, we can sack a land and make a 3/3 golem artifact. We can sack to make Prossh bigger if we need to. One of our ways to actually make Prossh go infinite is Ashnod's Altar. Sacrifice a creature, add 2 colorless mana to our mana pool. And with all the tokens you're making from Prossh and tokens from other creatures you'll see in the deck, this is really nice because you can makes you cash Prossh even more. Chromatic Landing because we are playing a 3-color deck and we like to be able to tap for any color we want to, which is really nice. Plus it gives an additional 1 mana of any color you would like. Yeah, I'm not going to try this one, but I think it's pronounced Budicity? I don't know. You guys can correct me in the comments below, or you can send me a link or a video of it, either one. But whenever a creature dies, which when Prossh is making a bunch of little tokens and you're sacking them to other things, or even a Prossh, you can draw cards, which is a great draw engine. And then this is pretty much, Primal Vigor is pretty much a doubling season, but for the world, which is not the best option, but it is a doubling season. And with Prossh being so quick, I don't really care if other people are getting it. And Deathreap Ritual, the reason why it's in here, at the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, I may draw a card. I need the draw, so I had to figure out other ways to do it. And if I can't attack with Prossh, this is one way to still deal damage to people. You sack all the little guys, all your tokens, all your kobolds, or whatever other tokens you're making, and then you just tap Prossh, and you can deal, like, say he's a 21 or say 22-5. You tap him, he now just, someone's taking 21, 22 points of damage. Even though it's not combat damage, it's still a very relevant amount of damage. Dictate of Erebos, the reason why we want that, because, well, we sack a lot of guys, and so therefore when our stuff dies, we want them to kill their creatures as well. We actually want their stuff in their graveyard, and you'll see why here in a little bit. But we definitely want that. That's really nice. Goblin Bombardment should be in every single Prossh deck. It was actually in the Commander deck when you bought it. But it's pretty much sacrifice a creature. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. If you have infinite Prossh out, when you just keep going infinite, it's an instant win. Food Chain. Here is the other half of the infinite. Remove a creature card from the game, which would be removing Prossh. Add X mana of any color to your mana pool, where X is the removed creature's converted mana cost plus 1. Because you're paying the commander tax, you get an additional 2. So say the first time you sack him, you get the 6, and then, you know, it costs 2 additional, so you get the extra plus 1 here. So you only have 1 additional mana you need to play him again, which then his cover mana cost this time would now be 8, and then you just keep getting infinite Prossh. You just keep going crazy with Prossh. But it is amazing. The only problem is if someone is doing like a split second, I can't continue to put it on the stack, but I still get all my mana, then I can let the stack resolve, and then probably Prossh again. The reason why Leyline of Vitality is in here is, well, my kobolds get bigger, even though they're still 0, they would make them 0/2s, but the bottom part is really the reason why it's in here. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, I will gain a life. So if I'm putting Prossh in there 10-15 times, I just gained a whole bunch of life, which is a really, really good. It's one of the only ways I have to gain life other than 1 additional creature, which is the Blood Artist, which you'll see in here. Rites of Flourishing, because we want to be able to play additional lands as quickly as possible, and we want to draw the additional cards to get stuff on the battlefield as quickly as possible. That's the reason why it's in there. Doubling season, since, well, we want to make as many tokens as we possibly can as quick as we can. And with the primal vigor, when this, you now have, you put 1 token out, you now have 3 tokens, which is really nice. So we definitely want that in there. And the doubling season is not a world enchantment, it's just an actual personal enchantment. Beastmaster's Ascension, we want that because if we have all of our guys having haste, and then we make a whole bunch of tokens, say we make 50 tokens, they all swing in, and now they're all 5/2s or 5/6s or 5/7s, depending if we have the Leyline out. So that is very relevant, and then it makes Prossh, if he attacks as well, automatically a 10/10. That's a lot of general damage really quickly. Parallel Lives, if an effect would put a token on the battlefield under my control, put twice as many of those. So with Doubling Season and the Primal Vigor, and then this, you're making a whole bunch of tokens extremely quickly. So it's really nice. The reason why this is in here is because of the Ashnod's Altar and the food chain, so it's an alternative way to kill somebody with the first one, flash it back, kill someone with the second one. It happens very quickly if it happens. We have Demonic Tutor. We can go search for a card, put it in our hand. It's amazing. So, it's a tutor, but it's a 4 cost, but it's still a tutor. We need the tutors as much as possible. Army of the Damned, because with Primal Vigor and all the doubling effects, 13 2/2s can turn into a lot of 2/2s, so the 13, 26, and so on and so forth. And then you flash it back, do it again. Demonic Tutor, just because we want tutors. Abrupt Decay, because we want to get rid of some of their stuff as quickly as possible if we can, and we want them cheap casting costs. Only problem is it is a converted mana cost of 3 or less, but it cannot be countered, so blue players. Sudden Demise, I can read, sorry. Pretty much we're just going to get rid of choose a color, say we want to get rid of white guys. We can deal X damage to each creature of the chosen color. So say we have a 10/10 flyer that we don't want to deal with, we can do 10 damage to it, or whatever, which is really nice. Spoils of Victory, it's mana ramp, that's what it's in there for. Tempter Vengeance, amazing when you have a whole bunch of mana and you have all the doubling effects. So then you put 10 into it, you now get 40, and then if each person agrees they're getting it, say they want to put 10 into it as well, and they put 10 into it, and everybody agrees to getting it, for each person that gets additional, you get that many more as well. So say 2 people take the 10, you now get 30 plus with all your doubling effects. That's pretty much game no matter what happens, especially with what's on the board. Mass Mutiny, for each opponent gain control of up to 1 target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap those, they gain haste. Pretty much I use this as if I know I can win that turn, or if there's creatures on the battlefield I don't want to deal with that I can target, I'll go and take them, and then sack them to Prossh, or at least it's one way to get rid of them. Black Sun's Zenith in here is the reason why it's in here is to deal with pretty much the angel. Oh geez, what's that angel? Y'all know you guys were going to tell me this, but it's the angel that Avacyn, the angel. One that makes everything indestructible. That's what this freaking thing is in there for, really. The indestructible stuff, I just can't deal with that. Destroy target creature at Planeswalker, Hero's Downfall. Really, it's Planeswalkers I don't want to deal with. Rise of the Dark Realm is the reason why I would want to put all this stuff into the graveyard. If I can, I want to take all of them back. And it's not until end of turn, which makes it really good. It is 9 mana. But in this deck, 9 mana is not that much. Dreadbore, destroy target creature or Planeswalker. Warlordly Tutor, for we can go search for like a Craterhoof Behemoth if we need it with all of our tokens. It makes it really fun when they all get like plus 80. It's fun. That's an easy kill for people. Excuse me. Insurrection. I know I'm terrible at talking, but I do apologize. I'm trying. Pretty much you're going to untap all creatures and gain control of all of them until end of turn. And they all gain haste, so if you know you're going to win, pull this out. Or if you're getting to the point where it's like, okay, I need to get rid of everybody or get rid of somebody, you can play this and attack everything with them. And then sack them all to Prossh for no one gets their stuff back. It's always nice. The reason why turn it this way for you guys. The Flesh and Blood is in here. It exiles a creature from a graveyard and then put X1 on counters on target creature, where it would be, yet again, Prossh. I'll put the counters on, where X is the power of the card you exile. But it's also in here for Blood, if I can deal direct damage to a target creature or player. When Prossh is big and there's only, say, if I'm playing a 3-person game, I can kill somebody with Prossh, and then play this, and then kill somebody with Prossh, with the +1, the amount of, wow, I can talk, equal to the damage of the power of the target creature. So if Prossh is a 40-40 or a 45, or however big you want to get it, it will deal 40 damage to target person, which is really nice. Kiki-Jiki, well, you'll see why in the next card. I'll just go and show you. So it's Conscript, infinite 2/2 tokens. Pretty good. So, well, it's actually infinite 3/3, sorry. Because you play this, they both have haste. You tap this, take control of Kiki-Jiki again, untap them, and just make a whole bunch of 3/3s. It's really nice. It's one way to go. Get a whole bunch of tokens if needed. The reason why the Tribe Elder is in here is to sack him, go get lands. You can sack him to Prossh, you can sack him to draw an extra card, which is always nice. You can sack him to do a whole bunch of stuff. But he is in here pretty much to get you the land. It's part of my mana ramp concept. Avenger Zendikar, well, what do I have to say? It's Avenger Zendikar is going to put me a whole bunch of tokens on the battlefield very quickly. So that's the reason why he's in there. Xenagos, the God of Reveler. The reason why he is in here is because I want to make Prossh. So say I sack my 6 tokens to him. He's now an 11/11. Xenagos says, at the beginning of a combat, on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and gets +X/+X, where X is that creature's power. So if he's already a 11/5, so now he's going to get +11/+11. So that makes it really, really good. So that's the reason why he's in here. Olivia, the reason why she's in here is because in case I want to get rid of the little 1/1 guys, or if I want to gain control of their creature, I know it's going to cost me 7 mana, but it's still really good because this way I can get them, sack them, and Olivia gets bigger. So it's really nice. The reason why he is in here is because one, it has reach, and you notice I'm missing a concept of flyers. I only have a couple of them. But he is in here because in case there's a lot more flyers than what I can deal with, I can deal with X damage each flying creature, which is really nice. World Spine Worm in here is because, one, he's a 5/5. Two, it lets me shuffle him back into my library if I need to. And then he also, if he dies, it puts 3 5/5s out. So really, if I need to, I could sack him and to Prossh, put 3 5/5s. He gets shuffled back in, sack all the other 5/5s, which I don't know why I would ever sack a 5/5, but you never know, you might need it. So that would make Prossh give Prossh +4/+0, so that's pretty good. Viscera Seer, sacrifice a creature. It's a 1-drop 1/1 that sacrifices a creature and you scry one. So if you have enough tokens, which most of the time I do, I can just get the card I want just by scrying it to the bottom and then go and draw a card at the last one, which is really nice. And the reason why the Master Breeder is in here is whenever I cast a creature spell, I can put X black thrall tokens on the battlefield where X is that spell's converted mana cost. If I have 7 or more of those little thralls, I have to sacrifice them. So you make 6, sack them all to Prossh. You can sack Prossh, or you can sack them all over to the Ashnod's altar, play it again, and just keep getting a whole bunch of extra mana if you need to, which is really nice. Purphoros, the reason why he's in here is really, I could care less about giving my stuff +1/+0, especially for 3 mana. That's a little ridiculous, but it's whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, Purphoros deals 2 damage to each opponent. So if I'm casting Prossh, say, even 2 times, so the first time is going to be 7 because Prossh is a creature himself. The second time is now going to be 9. So you do the math on that one, that's 16 times 2 is, well, 32. So 32 points of damage to cast Prossh twice. It seems really good. And Craterhoof Behemoth, if I have, say, 40 tokens out, all my creatures get +X, which is 40, because it's equal to the number of creatures. Of course, he has haste as well, so that makes it very relevant really quickly. Veteran Explorer, pretty much you sack it with some other outlet or attack into somebody, or someone attacks you, you block, go get two basic lands, put them in a battlefield on tap. Really good. The reason why he is in here is pretty much I can tap him and put a creature from my graveyard onto the top of my library. But I have to do this before attackers are clear, which, if I ever get to this point, I got issues anyways. Means I haven't done something right in the game. The reason why Mogus is in here, or the real reason, is because you say there's creatures I can't deal with by dealing with damage. I can always play this. One, it's a 4-drop 7/5 god. It's indestructible, which is really nice. But it also will make them either sack a creature or it will do 2 damage to them. I know it's in Commander, it's not the best card, but it does do a very good job if needed. This is in here pretty much to give me a 1/1 black Death Touch snake. Pretty much I'll sack it and with Purphoros out. If this is my only thing, I can sack it to some sort of sack outlet of return, and it pretty much just lets me get a whole bunch of damage in. Say I'm playing a 4-person game, I'll sack it at the end of my turn. At the beginning of the next person's turn, they will take 2 damage, and the next person, so on and so forth. So that's 8 points of damage you're going to take of return just from this guy putting a little 1/1 out. He's in here, pretty much you tap him, make a little 2/2. Pretty much my goal is make as many tokens as quickly as possible, so that's why he's in here. And then if you ever get 5 of them out, which happens every once in a while, you get this nice little guy right here. It's a 5/5 flyer. Other vampires you control get +2, and still has the +2/+2, and it still has the ability to tap to make it 2/2. It's really relevant. It has done a lot of damage when you're making a 2/2 with the other guy. So with these 2 out, you're now putting 2 creatures out of turn. If you have any kind of your doubling effects, you're putting more, and with Purphoros out, it can deal a lot of damage extremely quickly. The same with this guy. Pretty much he's in there because you can sack him to one of my sack outlets, and then he puts 3 1/1s out. So if you have 2 doubling effects, you now put 9 1/1s out with Purphoros out. That's 18 points of damage. I mean, I don't know about you, but 18 points of damage to every single opponent is extremely relevant, especially when it's all of them at the same time. Deathrite Shaman, because in case I need to exile a land to get a land like a colorless mana I need. Also, it's one of my ways to get rid of graveyard stuff and then make each opponent lose more life. It also lets me gain life if I need it, so that's good. Blood Artist, well, it's a tokens deck, so why not have a Blood Artist in here? It's because I'm sacrificing a bunch of creatures. I might as well gain a bunch of life and make people lose a lot of life. Xenagos Reveler, the reason why he is in here is because, well, it gives me a lot of mana. It also makes me a 2/2 of return. I have never ever used the -6. There's no need, because really all I need is the creature and the mana. I mean, it is nice to be able to put any number of creatures onto the battlefield and or land cards from them on the battlefield, but it's not really relevant. I would rather have this to get a whole bunch of mana to cast Prossh, or put a 2/2 out every single turn, and with 3 doubling effects, that's now I'm putting out 4 2/2s every single turn. Chandra Pyromancer, pretty much it lets me exile the top card of my library I can play with this turn, which is really nice. So it means I pretty much get an additional draw if needed. But it's also in here to deal 1 point of damage to target player and 1 point I can't even talk, and 1 damage up to 1 target creature that player controls. So if they have a 1/1, or say that I don't want to deal with, or I can deal X amount of damage to it, say it's a 5/5, I can deal 4, but this deals an additional 1 to it. Garruk the Apex Predator, who is in here to destroy target planeswalker. Very relevant. The +1 is also put a 3/3 black creature, so with the doubling effects, whole bunch of little 3/3 Death Touch. -3 to destroy target creature, gain life equal to that toughness. Really good. And then -8. Yeah, if you guys don't know what it does, pretty much a target opponent gets an emblem. Whenever a creature attacks you, it gets +5/+5 and gains trample on turn to turn. I've only done that one time, because he usually dies really quickly because they don't want to deal with a bunch of 3/3 Death Touch. But so thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you for watching for my Prossh deck. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe and like in the video below, or at the link below. I can talk. And you guys have a wonderful day. And thanks for watching Magic EDH.